The concept of the male gaze was introduced by Laura Mulvey in her essay Visual Pleasure and Narrative Cinema in 1975. The male gaze is a feminist film theory that women are often depicted in cinema through the perspective of a heterosexual male viewer. This can lead to women being objectified, sexualized, and can reinforce the patriarchal power structures. Mulvey argues that there are two main types of gazes in cinema, the voyeuristic gaze and the fetishistic gaze. The voyeuristic gaze is the gaze of the heterosexual male viewer or spectator. The fetishistic gaze is the gaze that objectifies women and reduces them to their bodies. The male gaze is still relevant today and can be seen in many films. The act of exploiting women for the entertainment of the male spectator is frequently shown through objectifying women and reducing her to her physical and sexual attributes. The male gaze is a powerful force in cinema and it has negative impact on the way that women are represented. An example of this would be David Ayer's Suicide Squad 2016. Harley Quinn is portrayed in a style that is intended to appeal to the male gaze. In the first scene of Suicide Squad, she is seen in a cage in a provocative costume that draws attention to her. The song You Don't Own Me, which is a song about female empowerment, is then played. She is still very much sexualized in this moment. The males surrounding her are looking at her all the time. Even in scenes where women are shown as strong, independent individuals, the male gaze could continue to be utilized to objectify and sexualize them. This objectification of Harley Quinn is used to attract male viewership and is a reminder of the power of male gaze in Hollywood. She usually appears in revealing clothing and the character frequently focuses on her body. For instance, Harley is shown stripping in front of an audience of men in one scene. The camera lingers on her body as the men around her are clearly amused by her as they stop to ogle. In addition, Harley Quinn's hair and makeup are often styled in a way that is meant to be sexually appealing. Pigtails and smeared makeup are a staple of Harley Quinn attire. The over-sexualization of Harley Quinn and the lack of clothing compared to her male counterparts and the way that she is presented to the viewer. She is literally wearing a collar with the nickname of her partner, the Joker. Suicide Squad was directed by David Ayer, a man, whereas Birds of Prey was directed by Cathy Yan, a woman. The difference in gender is reflected by the way that Harley Quinn is portrayed in the two films. The female perspective and experience have altered the way that female characters are shown and portrayed. In Suicide Squad, Harley Quinn is often sexualized and objectified. She is shown in revealing outfits. Her body is often on display. Harley Quinn is shown through the eyes of the male, and she is often used as a prop to titillate the male viewer. In Birds of Prey, Harley Quinn is portrayed in a much more empowering way. She is still a strong, independent woman, but she is not sexualized or objectified. She is shown to be a survivor of violence and not afraid to fight back. This portrayal of Harley Quinn could be seen as a challenge to the male gaze. Another example of this would be the idolization of The Wolf of Wall Street 2013. Directed by Scorsese, the film is based on a real-life story of American entrepreneur Jordan Belfort. The main character is never painted as a good character. The film itself could be seen as satire and poking fun of the whole lifestyle. However, individuals have taken inspiration from the main character's lifestyle and worldviews, idolizing and striving to be like the main character Jordan Belfort as he has it all, glorifying a lifestyle of fraud, drugs, and abuse. The first time we see Jordan Belfort, he is surrounded by those who work for him, sporting a light blue shirt with a blue and white tie. The colours of his clothing in this scene could mean loyalty and faith towards his money, company, and business partners. The white around his neck and hands means protection. At the top of his company, he sees himself as untouchable, protected by those underneath him. Innocence at his hands and head as he would sacrifice those beneath him before himself. The frame is filled with those who work for him. He is surrounded by people who he owns. The first time we see Naomi, she is performing while he is driving, speeding down the highway. For the male spectator, this objectifies the woman as he is literally using her. It is used as a way to engage the male audience using shock factor. It is within the first 5 minutes of the film, using voyeurism to engage the neurotic needs of male ego. During his monologue, he goes on to say,
in addition to Naomi and my 2 perfect kids, I own a mansion, private jets,
etc. He does not see his wife and child as people or companions, but as something he owns, equating them to objects rather than actual beings. The second time we actually see Naomi in one of the party scenes later on in the film, the camera pans up her body to give the spectator a full look at her and her character. Her dress is somewhat revealing and restrictive, as it is skin tight, symbolise that she is owned by someone else as she is with a partner in this scene. However, there are several films that question the male gaze. These films frequently feature strong female characters who are neither sexualized nor objectified. They also often portray women in active positions. These films can contribute to a more inclusive and diverse cinema by challenging the depictions of women in film. Films like Nope,
Yeah, nah.
The Woman King, or Wakanda Forever.